Yeah, unmute me. Hey, unmute me. Unmute me. Hey, unmute me. We got the word on the street. Unmute me. The latest gossip in the tea. Unmute me. Don't turn me off, let me speak. Unmute me. You'll tune in every week. Unmute me. We got the word on the street. Unmute me. The latest gossip in the tea. Unmute me. Don't turn me down, let me speak. Unmute me. So tune in every week. Unmute me. Unmute me.
All right, what's good, world? Welcome to another episode of the Unmute Me podcast. We got a great show for y'all, great topics. Make sure you stay locked in. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Anyway, stay tuned.
Ladies,
every woman has a list. We all know every woman has a list of what she wants in a man. What's your
problem?
top
That's the
5
problem.
on your list?
Well, number one, he must have a relationship with God.
Amen.
Have some type of number two, he needs to know how to take accountability. Like, he has to be a man to say, like, oh, my bad, I messed up, I'm sorry. Because it's a lot of dudes with egos that they'll be dead wrong and they will not say sorry just because their ego won't let them say sorry. Number 3, he has to be nice to kids, like, and not abusive. Like, I'm not into beating children. So if he's into that, that's a completely turn off. Number 4, he has to be stable. He has to have some type of income coming in. He has to be financially okay. He don't have to be rich, but he needs to be able to take care of himself. I need you to have money, not so I can spend your money, but so you don't be trying to spend my money. Was that 4 or 5?
I think that's 4. If it is 5, I'm about to say, if it is 5, I want to hear one more. Damn it!
Have money, take care of yourself, not you. I like that. Right?
Because nowadays dudes be trying to like you know what's so crazy? Dudes that ask me like, so how many heads you do today? Once you start asking me questions like that, I know it's not gonna work out. Why are you counting my pockets? That just makes me cringe. Like, you shouldn't care how many heads.
You may want to explain what you mean by how many heads you did today.
Okay, so I have happened more than once. I'll start talking to a guy, right? And he may come to the salon to, help take out the trash or something. So he'll ask me, like, how many heads, like, how many clients did you have today? But he knows how much I charge. So what happens is they're counting up how much you made in your head. I mean, in their head. Oh, you did 10 heads today? Oh, okay, that's how much you made. And that, to me, that's scary to me when a man wants to know, like, how much money I made every day. Like, once you ask me that, like, I'm over you. Or if you be like, okay, I see you, big baller. Anything like that is a turn off to me. I already know it's not gonna work out.
Can I butt in real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got a song called Pocket Watching. You'll love it. You will.
I listen to him. All these haters.
Why are you counting my damn pocket? Don't worry about what I got.
All these haters. I listen to that song.
But as far as critiquing the list, I got one question, and I'm trying to be all theological about your first response. Let's say he's a man of God, but what if his God is of a different faith?
No, we have to be equally oak. So you're gonna have to believe in the same God I believe in.
No, well, I ain't gonna get theological because I'm an agnostic. I just believe it's a God. You know what I'm saying? It's just one God, no matter what you call it. Got different nicknames, but it's just one Him. But
and when I say God, I don't necessarily mean like he has to be religious, because there's a lot of people. Y'all know I'm in the gospel industry. There's a lot of people who say they love God and they do a lot of things. Say, oh, God, God, God. But once you get to know them, they have no God in them whatsoever. So let me change that. He has to have he has to know how to have a form of godly love in him. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah. I be considering myself, I'm more spiritual than religious, because I'm not saying, I grew up in the church, like what the old folks say, in the church. I grew up in the church. But
Right.
I hear stuff from other faiths that I can relate to. So in certain instances, I'll apply that. I may not be exactly what they are, but I believe in what they talking. You know what I mean? What they believe in certain extents of it. So I apply it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I just wanted to ask that. That's it.
But as for me, it wouldn't work with if a guy who's just be like, I'm spiritual, because I'm so heavy in the church. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't work, because you're not going to want to go to church with me. You're not going to want to hear my gospel music in the morning. If you wake up in the middle of the night and I'm in the corner crying now, you're going to be like, what's wrong with this girl? She
Yeah, you're
crazy.
right.
So I would have to have somebody who understands like what I'm going through when I'm crying out, when I'm trying to, understanding my celibacy. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Trying to understand.
I see, because I don't mind going to church. I actually like church, but I'm not finna be on my way to work listening to goddamn John P. Key. I'm not gonna do it. And you better not be next to me. I wake up, you and this motherfucker rocking and you speaking tongue.
See?
Yeah,
So that's why I say
that might trigger. I might think something might be a
work
witch
out.
in it.
See, and you have the right to be that way because you wouldn't understand it. And I believe that's why so many people get a divorce, because they try to link up people who just don't understand their lifestyle. Like I was just telling Fourth, like women who work out. Don't get with a woman who don't work out, because y'all are not going to be able to rock with each other like that. Y'all not going to understand. You need to be with a woman who is just as healthy and into health and fitness as you.
Yeah.
I agree.
So let me ask you a question. So what if you explain to that person, to that guy, that hey, I might wake up in the middle of the night in the corner shaking and crying or whatever. I mean,
Well,
you
it
might be
doesn't happen
explaining.
like that.
I know. I'm just saying you gotta be able to explain that to them. If I just wake up and you ain't told me this, like by yourself, look at you like, oh shit, she's crazy. What's going on with you? You just breaking out and crying and stuff.
I'm gonna
If we
think you
don't
on hair.
know, right? I'm like, what's wrong? You had a bad dream? I'm gonna ask questions. Hopefully, he will ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Like that person, and be open for growth. You know what I'm saying? Like at least gotta get that person growth, because like I mean, my shit. I was married. I feel like we went equally yoked. This one because they was 7-Day Adventists. Like I said, Baptist. How I came up. I mean, but like this day and age, I will understand and respect anybody else's religious preference and what they do. Because sometimes
Right.
I learn from them. I learn some things, and then all of a sudden, it's amazing how it incorporates to how our religion is now. It's just that everybody does it different in my, what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I like this. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it was like a Saturday church. Now, I was like, I'm used to Sunday, but then really understood and learned more that actually it was supposed to be on a Saturday. I was like, oh. But, it's just the fact of, like you said, how are you able to grow and be open and acceptable to somebody else's religious faith, but like you said, some people think that they need to be the same, but sometimes your house can be separate. Just like, how are you going to, accept, be open to that,
Right.
But I feel like, okay, now don't put, like you said, like if I have to push it on you, then you can't really be with that person, like, hey, now I ain't gonna keep pressing you to do this if that's not what you do, like, hey, if I don't go to church, you go to church. After a while, you're gonna probably be feeling some type of way because you were with me and I'm not going to church with you.
Right.
Because that's something that you enjoy, that you like, that's what you like, that's what you do.
But I think that's where, when especially in the beginning, you be open and ask those questions and see if that will fit. Because you have it where, like, okay, well, I'm gonna let I'm not into the church, but I'll see how this goes. But you already know you. And so I think that's where the conversation should be placed in the beginning, so it doesn't have to get to that point. And if it does, and you've already had that conversation, then my next question will be, well, then whose fault is that? You knew.
Right.
Right.
And and you might be that woman to bring that man back to church. You know what I'm saying? Bring him back close to God. Because he probably hadn't been in a while. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I came from church. I'm like Mike. church. After church, where now I'm like, I need to go to church, but I don't go to church. I said, I need to go to church. I be my mind and I'm like, I need to go to church. And then I be waking up, but it sucks because I work at night. I'll be honest with you, because like I can, like last week I said, I'm going to church. Well, no, not last week. 2 weeks ago, because I went home. But 2 weeks ago, I was like, I need to go to church. But my church starts at 11. By the time I'm waking up from working at night, because I'm like, I miss it. It's like 12, 1 o'clock. And so
Right.
church, that's why I said, because like it's cool online, but I be wanting to physically go.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
Right.
But like I said, sometimes I like the fact that if I'm with somebody and they be the same way, be like, hey, what, I need to go to church. So it makes me think like, I need to go to church too. I need to make sure I get myself right, get a little prayer in and stuff like that.
That's true. What about you, Miss TG? What's your top 5?
Ooh, okay. The first one is he has to be emotionally mature. And what I mean by that is, when dealing with conflict, when being open when it comes to relationship evolving with me, for our relationship to be how we want it to be and being okay with that. The next one is financially secured. I'm not like what Missy was saying. I'm not expecting him to, use his money or things like on me, but I do want to make sure that he's able, like, financially literate. So at least he knows how to manage money. That's the number 2. Number 3, I do want someone that is in tune to their health. Knowing that I am, getting up there, not to say my age, but getting up there, I do take that very seriously. So that's the other one. Is just I want someone that's also serious when it comes to their health and their well-being. The next one is like really big on family. I'm real, like, my family is very supportive. I have a really big family, and I'm not expecting the person, to have, the same amount of the same type of qualities when it comes to family. However, I do expect for that person to be, have a healthy relationship with their family. Because one thing I have learned is that when there is not a healthy relationship, it does linger into your intimate relationships, and then that's where conflict lies. So I'm really big on that, and I can't think of enough. I think that's all I can think of.
They got 10.
We don't have 5. Neither one of us got 5.
You had a solid 5. She had about a good 3, but hers was good too, though.
She has a good one too.
Yeah.
I like the fact of what you said about growth and emotional growth, because that's my thing now. I feel, because I remember I was reading something and I said that makes so much sense to me, and that's what I like. That's, I don't know if you gonna ask us guys, but I know that's one of my things. Just a whole emotional or just growth period, because if you be with somebody more than a year, I need you to be able to. You gotta be able to grow, because we mature as we go. I mean, honestly, day by day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I definitely agree with that. It's like, if I got room to grow, you got to be able to grow too. You can't just be stale and stuck in stalemate, being the same level as I continue to grow, because then after a while we're gonna grow apart. It's not gonna work anymore. And I believe that's what happens with a lot of people now, as far as getting married. And I look at stuff, and then of course, then like, let's say like how y'all ladies probably want to get married, but and guys, we be the same way. But now we see people, they getting divorced. Like, dang man, they getting divorced. It kind of makes me feel like, dang, what's going on? Is it like I think I was talking before the show started. Like, shit, is it because of the money? Because some shows got canceled that they was on. Some people, and we're like, man, they divorcing them because of the money, or is it because they just stopped growing together and putting in the work? But I just feel like that emotional connection of growth and just growth period, like in a relationship, because things change. We change, we evolve. I mean, nobody's gonna be the same as if you be with that person 20 plus years, but I definitely agree on that piece. That's a definitely big thing now.
What about you? What are your top 5?
I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I think because my long-term goals aren't necessarily marriage because I've been married before, and my long-term goals aren't necessarily related to relationship. So mine are kind of based more so on companionship, if that makes sense. So I would say my first one would be someone definitely who has some type of spiritual background. The next one, they have to have goals. They have to inspire me. I have all these goals. I want somebody that has goals and just pushing me and I push them and we go to the top together. So that's a really big one for me. And then the next one, they have to be able to make me laugh. I can't be in a boring relationship. It has to be fun. We gotta be silly. I'm goofy. I like to do stupid stuff. I like to play around. I like pillow fights. I like to twerk on you. I like to I'm silly. So we gotta really have fun.
You looking for a fun boy.
That's why I said I'm not really looking for.
You ain't said nothing about character.
Mine ain't. That's why I said what I said first, because it's not really related to like I'm looking for somebody to marry per se. My next one would be sexual. They have to be very sexual.
Amen.
Like that.
Ain't be born out
That's
there.
that's the worst thing ever. I don't give a damn if you're a 5-star chef, you got a PhD, you get the boy, please. If you can't hop up on this thing like you supposed to, cancel. That's a deal breaker for me. I don't give a fuck. Excuse me. That's a deal breaker.
You mean as in ride? Like ride?
Right, front, back, side to side,
Right.
hanging from the ceiling fan.
Well, dear
jumping off
future
the
husband, I'm
dresser.
fat and my knees don't work, and I
You better sit up on that thing and rock back and forth.
Like to come in the room first with a top coat of thing. Just open it up and just like,
Please.
that's what we doing tonight. Okay.
I tell you, if you dead fishing every time, you out of here.
He said that.
You dead fish, child, but you better do some kind of flapping.
You're laying on
What
your
is
back.
dead fish?
Laying there.
Laying.
Oh,
Laying there and breathing.
Right.
You better talk some shit. You better say something.
Right. Just like, okay, we doing all the work. Do you want to
I
know why
never had a man last
performing?
more than like 3 minutes, so I don't know
That means you got that woo.
I never had to work.
I've been through that. I've been through that before, and I had to teach myself to come before he
He's supposed to
came.
get back and try to get it back going.
Trying to get it back, he better go in that motherfucker face
That
first.
happened, he gotta get
Before
ready to
y'all
get back
came
in.
in, we had the conversation about growing the beard. He's supposed to got him a beard treatment. If he ain't laying that long, well, you got to make up for it. You better go
Right.
Better make your soul glow.
It's never been better.
You know what I'm saying? That's your one. You better pay attention. Now, God don't see you too many ones. You probably get about 3 ones. That one on. You better pay attention.
Pay attention.
3-1.
Been asking.
Get about
Right,
3.
she been asking, right? She been asking. That's your
I'm trying
one.
to tell you.
Listen.
I done missed about
season,
2 and a
that's
half of
your
them, so I
season.
know. Take it for somebody that know.
So I'm gonna call Big Daddy, but look, you know what, Big Daddy? I know you got a family, but hey,
Hey, man, fuck them. Let them figure it out. We got work to do. Damn, Portia, we ain't let you finish it.
Oh, sorry.
We just went off on that one. Sorry.
Portia, what's your 5th one?
Okay, so my 5th one is family. They have to fit in with my kids because my kids have disabilities. So I'm really cautious about the guys that I talk to. If they don't seem like they like kids or sensitive to kids or different issues, then I can't have them around.
That's a major. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
That is number one.
What if they want some more kids?
Say what?
For me,
Oh, somebody else.
now they gotta come with kids.
You know how nowadays that guys will come in and be like, nah, I don't want no more. Then y'all been dating for a while, or y'all talking about getting married, like, you gonna give me a kid?
Mm-mm.
I ain't gonna even play with
I had dissed over that. This dude, he already had some kids, and I started talking to him, and he didn't tell me. He actually told my client. He was like, I like her, but she gonna want kids, and I already got 2 kids. My daughter is in high school, and I got a 7-year-old. And he was like, I don't want her because she gonna want some
Oh
kids.
my
I don't want
God.
no more kids.
Oh wow.
And I was so hurt by that. I was like, well, dang, you didn't even give me a chance. And now look, God took my uterus. I couldn't have no kids for you now. We would have been good, but he dumped me off of that. Like he was like, she don't want.
He wasn't it. Look, I just told you what you need to do. You done found your one now. Don't stop playing.
Right.
But look, I had said I was gonna get a vasectomy, and then my mama was talking about, what if you get married and she wants some kids? I said, I'm gonna act like we trying, and I don't know why it ain't happening.
Right. Right. I said the same way. I said the same thing. Like, I'm like, I ain't trying to have no kids.
I don't know why they ain't sticking. It used to work.
Until you get dragged to the doctor's office.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Unmute Me podcast show. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.